Hello and welcome. This is AnderStarcraft coming in for a first cast ever. What up? I'm a 2300 Diamond Protoss. I tend to like aggressive builds, but I just recently started becoming a really macro focused player. But anyway, I thought I was going to show you. I'd show you guys this game of me playing this hyper aggressive zerg. Every time I was trying to macro, I ended up just a new wave of zerglings every single time, and I couldn't believe how aggressive this guy was. So I thought I would just show you guys this game because it's a pretty fun game. I mean, mistakes were made on both sides, I'm sure, but it was still a fun game. So I guess the first thing I'd like to point out is this pairing up. I tend to do this as much as possible on the closer mineral nodes, and so that way you get just a little bit extra minerals because there's a little shorter travel time, say between this one and this one and this one and this one. And so I usually try to set my waypoint to one of the closer ones, which I should set it here, but I was probably microing my drone or something, I don't know. But I think I'm getting a 12 gate here, no, 13 gate. But my buddy over here goes ahead and gets a 10 pool, and this guy's unbelievably aggressive with this, and you'll have to just see how it all goes down. But immediately 6 zerglings on the way. I'll go ahead and get the production tab up, and I've got my gateway on the way. It's not a hyper late gateway, but it's still pretty late. You notice I've got like the double worker thing going on the 2 closest mineral nodes now, but here we got 6 zerglings on the way, and of course I spotted that, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to get a zealot out, and I'm freaking supply blocked. I could not believe this. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get another one, and you know, I thought this was not going to be that big a deal initially. Because I was just, you know, 6 zerglings, I'll just bring some workers over and 1 zealot, not a big deal. I'll just deal with it right away, and we'll, yeah. So see, now, the zealot automatically goes in. I didn't realize they were in the base just yet, so I'm microing the zealot back. Gotta make sure that the zealot fights with workers, otherwise I would lose the zealot and then I'd be in big trouble. And I'm just gonna let this gateway take some damage here for a second while I grab some more workers and the zealot, and I want the other zealots to pop out to fight with everything all at once. And that's a mistake by me. See how the zealot is just running around in the back, and that's pretty bad. But anyway, we go ahead and clean this up here. The first round of zerglings, not that big a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and get another one on the way, and as you can tell. Over here, we got more zerglings, 4 more plus about another 10 more, and this guy is still on just, you know, 11 drones. This guy does not want to give up. He's got 3 over here plus 4, 7 plus this is what, 8 more zerglings. So 15 zerglings on the way right now into my base. And I've got 2 zealots. I'll have 3 in a second. Got warp tech coming. Now I'm just trying to survive at this point, and I honestly didn't think he was going to continue to be aggressive. Now the zealot placement's really important. It's against the wall so they can't get surrounded. And notice how I pulled my workers off right as my zealots were about to die. They have like hardly any health. It probably would have been better to pull off a few beforehand, so that the zerglings weren't entirely focused on the zealots. And now notice I'm not pulling those zealots off because I want their shields to recharge before I get them back in combat. And I'm just making him dance so he doesn't kill my gateway until my other zealots are out. And once I get these 2 more zealots, I'll be in pretty good shape. He's not going to be able to just roll right through me anymore. As you can see, there's another 10 zerglings on the way. He's running around with his zerglings. I'm just getting 2 more out, you know. 2 more zealots out. And I'm not even mining gas anymore because I just know I'm gonna need it, you know. So I've got six zealots right now versus about 15 zerglings, and so obviously it's gonna be a pretty close battle if they just fought. But I would just pull workers off if I needed to, and to win the battle. And I go ahead and wall in my workers there, so that it's harder for the zerglings to get into there. And I would say, looking back at this, I don't know if the building placement is really that great, like right here, because it obviously blocks gas on both sides. But it'd probably been better to block it off around the outside of the geyser, so that you could still mine gas easily. And now I've got warp tech, and I'm just upgrading, you know, getting my a wider variation of army composition, more, you know, some stalkers and some zealots mixing it in. And this is just a lot of zerglings. And if you'd like to look back at his base, he still doesn't have that many workers. He has not been building very many workers. He's got a double hatch, just going hyper aggressive, unbelievably aggressive one base zerg. Like I've never played a zerg this aggressive, like even in the lower leagues. And you know, I figured during this time he was probably macroing up, you know, like a normal zerg would do. Like, okay, my 10 pool failed, let's go ahead and get us an expansion, and you know, that kind of thing. But no, that's not at all what he's doing. And unfortunately, his back rocks get down. I didn't have a spotter because I was always building my buildings around my main base to protect it so they don't get sniped. So unfortunately. And unfortunately for him, I drag off about half of his zerglings, and this is a big blunder on his part. And I get to kill about half of them there. That was really good for me. And right now, if these two armies were to fight, I honestly would say that probably the zerglings would just straight up win. But I didn't know that he was still only producing zerglings. He's making 14 more zerglings right now. Who makes this many zerglings? And he doesn't even have speed. Oh, it's almost done. He's got speed almost done now, which is a huge deal. No, I figured, you know, I would have the advantage going into here, and unfortunately I just did not scout well at all. I'm trying to get the stalkers to back up a little bit, and as you can see, it's like zerglings with speed, and just having that many zerglings with speed gets him the win here, but not by much. He only won by like 7 or 8 zerglings there. And notice he's only making more zerglings here. Which is just absolutely crazy. And now I'm warping in here, still by this base, but I'm keeping them right next to the edge here, so that in case he attacks, they won't get a surround on him. I didn't have him on hold position though, which is kind of unfortunate. But now I bring him back in again. I just want to keep them so that it can only get halfway surrounded. Now moving out the stronger health zealots in, and check this out. He's morphing in banelings, and he's got 11 of them. And I didn't even know they were on the way, and this is just really bad. So bad. Look at this. Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me on the inside so much. So there goes my army. Yeah. So now, taking a look back in my base, I've got just a 4-gate up now. And here we go. Lols. I wasn't looking at my guys. Yeah. And I was macroing for just a second, and I look back, and all my zealots are dead. And that's like the worst feeling in the world ever. So it's just awful. So we've got about, you know, probably 15 zerglings again heading into my base, and I'm spreading my guys out and I'm putting them on hold position now, in case he rolls in with like 10 banelings again, just like that. So he'd have to kill each zealot one at a time. And I'm getting some force fields up here in case I need to block something off.